And we're live for test number 2. If you don't mind, you can hop in. You don't have to hop on. I'm just doing my job by trying to stay a little bit on top of the newest options for us, all to work together. But as I do talk about this, and as I navigate this, I'm basically have like 3 things I wanted to do. Got it. I wanted to see where we're going live. I want to see if we're going live, how it's looking, and if we got to change anything. It's looking. Oops. Let's check this out. Man, it's not the best quality over there. And okay. We got to change. Turn that down. All right, we got live over here. Good to see YouTube working, although the video's not all that great, huh? Resolution's a little bit low. That's all right. Not going to be an issue. Nice. That's there. And guys, you know what else? I always want to make sure. Look at my name. I used to have a pretty bad stutter. This is my story as we do this. So if you happen to watch, you're not completely bored. But we're not going live there, are we? That's okay. So we didn't do Instagram. That's fine. Fix that later. We got Twitch. But yeah, I used to stutter pretty bad. Did you know that stuttering, as far as I know, unless there's new research, as far as I know, there is, nice, we're going live there, but still, why is the resolution not so great? But yes, stuttered. So I used to stutter pretty bad. But stuttering, as far as I know, is genetic. And the thing that I've really learned, basically, is that when stuttering is something that you have to work on. Got it? You see if there's notifications going all over. Sorry guys, you know what? We're just testing things out, but it looks like we're getting notifications sent over. That looks pretty darn good on that side. Thanks for bearing with me. But yeah, stuttering. I used to stutter horribly as a kid. My dad stuttered, my younger brother stuttered, but my older brother did not stutter. Because apparently, and this is what I've learned, and if there's something new, go ahead and correct me. But as far as I know, where else did we go live? Can I remember where else? Because it would have been YouTube. Oh, X. Let's go back to X. Oh yeah, X, because I just saw that on X. So that's live. That's good. Let's see. Can I see myself over here? Testing comments again. We got that, guys. I know you all are extremely good with everything. And I'm just learning this. So I want to see, can I comment on this live though? Do I have to subscribe to myself on YouTube? Oh, I have to sign in. I have to sign in and do that. Let's see what I do there. Let's sign on this side. Let's do this. Thanks for checking it out. Again, mentioning stuttering. I definitely stuttered a lot as a kid. I didn't have any, no one worked on it with me really. My younger brother stuttered really bad. He ended up having a coach. He had to go to, I guess not coach, was it a speech language pathologist in SLP? Maybe. Maybe it was. Oh, here, let's try this. Chat testing. Does that come through? Nope. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. So YouTube chat comes through. Twitch chat comes through. I'm just learning myself. I learn through doing. How about you guys? But I didn't really work with anyone on my stuttering. I just lived feeling extremely self-conscious about it. but I stuttered for a long time. I saw my friends that also stuttered. They had a lot of their speech coaches. There we go. Resolution is still good. I have to figure out how to change the resolution at some point, but it'll be okay. But let's see. If I watch this on X. Did you stutter though, guys? Anyone else here stuttered? Let me know. Let me know if you stuttered. I had a client most recently who stuttered very aggressively. And his mom, he was young. He's a baseball player. He's a very successful young baseball players. And he was very young, but he was really successful. He went to like spring training as like a 12. How old was he? 12? Was he 14 maybe 16 and oldest, but he was really bad. And his mom was nervous to tell me he stuttered because we set up some sessions with me and him. Testing on X. How does that look? Nice, okay. Now I see how this all works. Now you guys have all used StreamYard. On this end, I haven't. So I'm just learning as I go. So thank you so much. But I would like to know, how do I change up the resolution? But as I double talk, did you guys stutter? Did anyone else stutter in your family? Do you know of a friend that stuttered? How'd they get over stuttering? I got over stuttering. It's like one of those things, I feel like anything I want to help people with, it becomes something that I want to make a passion project, but I can't. I know it will become extremely overwhelmed with trying to help people, and so I make it not a thing. All right, so we got chats. We know we can do that. I invited Dalm on earlier. My biggest thing is this too, the recording. Where is this going to get recorded? Thanks so much for watching, whoever the 13 people are that might be watching me talk about this, but let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear this. But let me finish out the stuttering thing, because I think it'll be good. Hey, if you have a child who stutters, or if you are someone who's stuttering, so this is what I knew about stuttering. Stuttering was something that, it was always something that is just in your brain and how you end up talking. I always learned that stuttering skips the firstborn and then moves on to the next kids. Now, it is something how you can, same thing with anxiety and I think depression and stuff like that, that a lot of people can end up overcoming stuttering with certain tactics, right? When people talk about therapy, they talk about CBD, right? Cognitive behavioral therapy, kind of being more aware of certain things. And so slowing down your talking, knowing what you're going to talk about. What was that movie? What was the movie with the, who was the British, the king, right? King of England? He stuttered? There's a movie. What was that movie? He learned how not to stutter. They had him singing because he knew the words ahead of time, different, making sure you're not nervous, all those type of things. But I stuttered horribly as a kid. And I'll be honest, I think that the idea that I love speaking in front of people probably came from me overcoming that stuttering. And wanting to work with people, help people, all that kind of stuff. I know that my younger brother stuttered a lot worse than I did. My dad stuttered probably worse than I did too. And my dad would always, I think, teach us on and off. My younger brother had a lot of coaches that would help him. Well, they have a lot, I don't know, I guess I can't say that, but I do know that he was getting therapy for stuttering. My dad, I don't know if he ever got therapy for stuttering, but we always talked about it. We would slow down and we would catch each other if we were stuttering. But do you know anyone who stutters? Because it's something that is, if you don't, maybe it's the fact that there's other things going on in my wonderful head, but I would always overthink stuttering. Did you ever do ghost reading, right? Was that what it was called when you were in school? It'd be like ghost reading, where you would kind of like popcorn through the room. You'd like read a paragraph or a sentence, the next kid would go. Well, a lot of stutterers are overthinking that. I mean, you will sit there knowing that you might have to read, like maybe it's not, maybe you're going down the line, okay, that person read that paragraph or that page, you're going to come up next. And it was always really nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking to sit there knowing that you're about to read, knowing that you're probably going to stutter. So you wouldn't even be thinking about what you're learning. Whatever's being read doesn't even matter anymore. So first of all, if you are reading the best book, the best story, whatever, if someone that you know is a stutterer, I'll bet you anything that the last thing they're thinking about is the content of what they're about to read. And so that is a really challenging thing as a young student, a student of any kind, where you're thinking, I'm going to embarrass myself in a second, right? It didn't matter. People didn't really care if you stuttered or whatever, but kids would make fun of you. And so it was the thing that stuck in your head the most. And so definitely when my turn for reading would come up, it'd go down the line. I even thought about one thing that was being read. It was just me. What am I going to do? How am I going to say this? And so a lot of times you would work through your stutter by trying to push out that first syllable of that first word that you're about to read. But most stutterers, at least my experience and what I've seen in my friends and my family, that first syllable that you're about to, when you're about to say that, gets stuck. And you know what the word is. You know what you're about to read. You've read that line that you know you're about to read what feels like 1,000 times. But as you're about to read it, that's when your mouth gets stuck. But your brain says, why did you get stuck? And now it's doubting your ability to actually read. And you don't know, what am I doing with my mouth? Now you forget to read with a certain speed and read in a certain way that's going to give an inflection that you are confident. Stuttering is incredibly debilitating for the mind of a young kid, especially going through puberty and all these other things too. My goodness, I don't think about these things often, but now as I go through it, stuttering is incredibly challenging. Do you know anyone who stuttered? Do you stutter? Does anyone in your family stutter? Because as I said again, the research has changed on this. Let me know. But stuttering, as far as I know, I don't believe it's known what's happening in the brain exactly. I've tried to look it up. Whether it's something where someone's not smart enough, maybe they're having a little bit of a weird thing going on up there, maybe their brain's just not connecting. I don't know, but do you know anyone who stutters? Have they told you how it feels? Have you have a child who stutters? I will tell you, you can overcome it. I stuttered horribly, but really, if you think about what is going on in someone's head, if you know someone who stutters, my God, it is a different life. If you've never stuttered, just feel good about that. I see 15 eyes here. And as I work through StreamYard for the first time that I've ever been on this side, started talking. Sometimes I question whether I'd like to just hear myself talk or whether I like to hear myself reflect. And I think it's the latter, and I'm okay with that. At least that's how I justify it. So I hope you accept me for me. I accept me for me. I don't like this angle though. Whatever. So anyway, I just decided to talk about stuttering. So you also wanted to see, I'm live here, Dom. I see a text coming through from you. But I think it's working. I'm trying on different channels. Looks like we're live on X, we're live on YouTube, and we're live on Twitch. We just got to get Instagram in there at some point. So we will. And Dom, if you're watching, I just went up to the basic plan here. And I went to the basic plan here on StreamYard, and it kicked you off. It said, what was the word? It didn't even say it disconnected you. It said terminated, I think. It says, next to Dom, it says seat. On team, it says terminated, and it left Blaze there. I don't know why that happened. So, stuttering now. Do you know anyone who stuttered? Because it is, again, it's debilitating. It's never something that I would ever wish on anyone. It is one of the hardest things. Kids will make fun of it because people don't understand it, and that's fine. But I think the hardest thing, like any of these angles. But at least I can do this kind of stuff on my iPad, which makes me feel a lot better because I was about to drop some money on getting something else. So, but stuttering is incredibly challenging. Now, the other thing that I would really be interested in, because, I think when it comes down to it, any research on stuttering, my first comment has to be from Circle_3D, who says cheap views on jmbot.store. I was hoping to be something of some cool. That's on Twitch though. Twitch has a lot of crap that comes through, by the way. So anyway, but if you are watching this, can you just send a chat, send text, send a hi, send a wave, send a thumbs up so I can see that it definitely works as I kind of sit here. But stuttering, yeah, my gosh. Oh, what I wanted to say is when you look at the research and you start talking with people, maybe I can play with some of these banners. What do I do with these banners here? Summarize my talking points. I don't know what I'm going to do there. It's a private chat. We don't need that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's cool. So one thing I'm pretty open about is my diagnosis of ADHD that I got when I was older. I'm not going to spend so much time on that, but you know, the ADHD brain is just a different brain in an environment that it just doesn't work well with. And so I don't ever say ADHD is a superpower, but I will say that ADHD is just a brain that does not fit into the context of what we see as society today. That's completely how I see it. So I never even like to say someone's diagnosed with it. It's just the fact that, hey, you were born with that brain and you're just navigating this world that has been created the way that it is with people who maybe didn't have ADHD. And you can go back to certain things. Who was it? Rockefeller? Was it Rockefeller who created? No, it wasn't Rockefeller. Yeah, Rockefeller. Didn't Rockefeller create like the education system again, putting kids in seats and all that kind of stuff, and then just kind of pumping out soldiers? But our brains don't really work that way. So we're just born with a brain. That's fine. But I'm always curious whether that type of thing is actually connected with stuttering. And I haven't done a ton of research on this. I know how to look at research. But as far as I know, there is nothing that shows why the brain stutters or why someone stutters. But when you come at it in the other side, you can almost reverse engineer what's going on with at least the mouth hole, and you can help someone with strategies, talking slower, forcing out the sound, making sure that you are knowing what you're going to say. But stuttering, it's debilitating. As I said before, it's like if you've ever sat with or someone who stuttered, especially in school, and I was mentioning the idea of reading out loud, presenting out loud, there's no context. There's nothing that a stuttering child is actually absorbing or taking in. They're just thinking about not stuttering or what their stutter is going to come across looking like. So be kind. Be kind to your fellow stutterers. They'll be there. But I mean, I'm saying that somewhat tongue in cheek, but it's all true. And I think the thing that I want to make sure that people know is that, and I think where I always wanted to step in from an advocacy standpoint, is letting kids know that if you do stutter now, that there is a solution. That whether you grow out of it, whether you get enough strategies to teach yourself out of it, whatever's happening. I used to stutter. I love talking in front of people. And as I said before, sometimes I don't know whether I love to hear myself talk, or whether I like to hear myself reflect. But whatever it is, I think from the advocacy standpoint, if you know someone who stutters, I want you to make sure that you are giving them some space to stutter. Don't sound things out for them. Let them figure it out. Let them know that you hear them stuttering. And you're going to work through that conversation. I mean, it's hard. If you ever actually sat with someone stuttering, you know what they're trying to say, right? You know the word they're pushing out. So you almost sit there and you kind of mouth the word that they're trying to say, the next word that you think is going to come out of their mouth. Man, it's like an embarrassing feeling, because you're like, okay, that person's ahead of me. Like they know what I'm going to say, and they know that they're trying to almost help me. And it feels hard. It's just hard to be a stutterer. Anyway, this is my topic. This is my topic as I tested this out. So, thank you to Rob. Thank you to the moon for letting me know that StreamYard is possible. So it's good to know that. But double checking, we got YouTube over here. We got YouTube peeps. I don't know. It doesn't show you how many people are watching from there, right? We got everything over here. Oh, wait, we can change the source. Settings. Is this shit? Oh, no, that's not it. How do I get better video quality? I think that's my question. Does anyone know how to get better video quality from this? Because I don't. All good, though. I'll figure it out. Oh, also, just know this, that we love our community. We love, as VeeDads, and being on here every morning, Daily Dads, our Australian contingent, well, we love you. the reason that we wanted to make sure that we were pulling up StreamYard is because we truly believe that we're going to be able to definitely interact, with you guys a little bit more, because the quality through Riverside was kind of tough. This should really be an overall review of the difference between Riverside and StreamYard. What do we think? My only issue is that I got used to Riverside. I knew what I was doing with Riverside. I just don't know how to make sure that I am recording certain things. You know what? The recording thing is tough. It says it's uploading, but is it only uploading me? Well, yeah, I guess I'm the only one talking, so of course that would make sense. Uploading, recording, stainless steel. Okay, got it. Anyway, I think I've now done enough to figure out what I need to do. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you for popping on. Let me know if you saw this. Give me a message. Say, yay, StreamYard. I hear you. I hear you. Dom, I hear you. Craig, I hear you. Nath. StreamYard is working a little better than I thought. So anyway, thanks, guys. See ya later.